Okay, folks, thanks for joining in. This is makeitrain.net, and we welcome you to talk to you about a very important but simplified topic. Okay, this topic is simple because it's about a key. Now, you would ask, like, what the hell is a key? Like, why is a key worth over $100,000? And let me show you. Okay, yeah, this is the key that I'm talking about, guys. Okay. This key right here, this one single key, is worth over $100,000. This key is worth over $100,000, $125,000. Okay? So, what's the significance of this key? Why am I talking about this key, right? And here's why. I was in a closing for a house recently, and I'm not a YouTuber, by the way, okay? If you guys want to subscribe, that's great. If you guys don't want to subscribe, that's fine with me. I'm just here to give you guys information because I get a lot of DMs at TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, and I get comments and people ask me all the time, like, what do you do? What are you doing to make money and this and that? And I'm not doing anything special, guys. I'm just like you guys, okay? I'm not a fake realtor like Graham Stefan, who's become a YouTube star now, and people think, oh, he's an investor. No, he's not. So let me just put that out there, by the way, okay? There's some posers, as Dana White says, there's some posers out there, then there's some fakers, there's some real people, and there's some goats. But my point is this, right? I'm not a YouTuber or anything like that, guys. I get a lot of questions, and I said to myself, well, I can talk about a lot of things like, closing costs and this and that and debt collection and, private money, soft money, hard money and all this and that, but I don't want to do that, right? I can go on and on and on about all the complex terms of real estate or investment or e-commerce or whatever I do, right? But why do that? Let's make it about the key, because, the key makes it simple, right? The key makes it simple because it makes you focus on the keys, and it makes you focus on the fact that how many keys do you have to get to where I am or where someone else want to be, or maybe some bigger star like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and those guys are. They're like exceptional of exceptionals, right? It's really funny because I had a closing for this house that I had purchased, okay? But prior to that, I did not have any funding, guys. I had a closing in 10 days and I had no funding, okay? And I said to myself, well, what am I going to do? So I know a couple of investors that I've borrowed money from, a couple of them that I called but never borrowed money from, a couple of them I've burned bridges from, blah, blah, blah. And now we're in COVID situation, right? We're in COVID, people are not investing. I need the money. I bought this big fat house, it's a $500,000 house, and I don't have funding for that. What am I gonna do? So I'm like literally, I'm sorry for the word, but crapping in my pants, and I'm at the gym working out, huffing and puffing, and have the endorphins going to go and find something, right? So anyway, long story short, I called up a couple of investors and left a voicemail message. I said, hey, this is a great deal I found. I'm wondering if you're interested. I'm wondering if you're even investing in it or not. But it's right near the metro, right near the shopping center, blah, blah. Just gave a good pitch, like a simplified pitch, literally maybe 30, 40 seconds. That was my pitch. Within 15, 20 minutes, I got 3 calls back, okay? And within 10 minutes of that, I talked to 2 of them, and one of them said yes, and the other one said, of course, the deal is great, send me an email. So I was like, wow. And then, so I sent an email, I wrap up my gym bag and everything else. I told my workout partner, dude, we're gonna pump arms tomorrow. I just got a deal, I gotta close this, otherwise I won't be able to sleep at night, because that's the kind of person I am. So off I went. I came home quickly, got on my computer and sent an email, and within 10 minutes, she said yes. It was almost like a proposal, right? So she said yes. She said, sure, the deal looks great and it's interesting. Let me know how much you're putting in. So here's the funny part about all this. 15 minutes ago, I don't have the money. I don't have the means. I'm thinking like I'm crapping in my pants, and now I'm jumping in the air. Wow, I just sealed the deal. But you gotta be a good, a smooth salesman, kind of like person, you got to be confident, right? Okay, I'm going to go after this deal. Even if I don't make any money, that's okay. I'm going to make sure that I give this investor something to look at, because your job is also to keep them constantly engaged, that you're always doing something. They're like that, right? Long story short, here's the funny thing. The investor who approved the deal asked me, like, do you want more money? That was like, more money? Like, why would I need more money? I only need $200K to seal the deal. And the rest, I was going to put in a bit myself, and I had a contractor who's going to pitch in, partner with me. Keep in mind, guys, I also don't have the money to pay the contractor, okay? And here I'm playing with $100,000 plus profit, net profit of a house that's over $500,000. So, long story short, I don't have money to pay to the contractor. I told the contractor, you're going to partner with me. You're going to partner with me, and we're going to do this together, and I'm going to share the profit. So the contractor said, no, I'm going to give you 50% partnership, but the other 50% you have to pay for me. And that's where the investor came in, and she said, well, you want more money? And I'm like, wow, like she's just keeps on giving me more money. Like, what's going on, right? So I said, sure, I'll take it. I mean, long story short, we sealed the deal. A few days later, we closed. And the closing was hell for me, guys. It was hot as hell. This is in a month or so ago. Hot as hell. I'm sitting in the car because of COVID. I can't go in. There's a small window, and this lady's talking to me through the window. And then the lender is asking all kinds of questions like, why is your company not registered? Blah, blah, blah. You told me you had a company. Well, I do have a company, but my company had expired. My company name had expired. And I'm on the closing date, guys. Think about that. That ever happened to you? It was very stressful, but I just kept laughing because I was like, this is drama when I don't need this drama, right? So I said, okay, what do I do? So I was like on my phone. I don't have my computer with me. I'm like tick, 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 tick. Literally, like my eyes are like stressed. Trying to call the county, trying to call the city. Can I, renew my company name? Yeah, you can. Pay a couple $100. Okay, no problem. So I paid that. Then, then they gave me account login. I can't log in. Anyway, guys, 4 hours later, okay, the investor called me. She said, okay, as long as you have a sole proprietorship company, I can then put this loan on that name instead of this LLC that you were gonna buy this property on. So now at the last minute, after 3-4 hours, we're changing all the documents to now put the property under my name, which is fine, guys. Okay, a lot of guys call me or DM me or call me and ask me like, do I have to have an LLC? Do I have to have this and that? Guys, you don't need any of that. If you have an LLC or something, it's fine. If not, just use your own name. Who the hell cares? You can transfer the title later. Focus on the damn key, okay? The key is the key, okay? Your goal is to get out of that closing with the key of the house. That's it. Overly simplified, right? But that's why it works. My goal was, I'm gonna walk out of here and get the key that I want. And so it went. So the closing got resolved, the paperwork got resolved, the transfer of ownership got resolved to me versus the LLC, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. I was walking out of there, one of my partners, in some other business. I have multiple partners in different businesses. Anyway, he calls me, he's like, Khan, what happened, Khan? I'm like, man, I had a stressful closing, but we finally did it. Anyway, long story short, he said, well, how much are you gonna make on this property? And I just looked at this key, guys, that was sitting on my dash. And I can't believe to this day, I told him $125,000. $125,000. And that was conservative, okay? He was on a pause on the phone for a second. He's like, holy shit, and how long is it gonna take you? And I said, a couple of months. He's like, do you realize you're pulling in over $500,000 a year? And I said, I didn't know that, because he's also my, CP and vice versa. So I was like, at that point it hit me that this little key, is what was bringing me all the money that I was making. And think about this. This is so powerful, guys, right? You only need a few of these keys. Maybe you need 2, maybe you need 3, maybe you need 4, maybe you need 5. If you have 4 of these keys, you're making $125,000 each. You're making close to $500,000. The amount of money that most people don't make in their lifetime. Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay? We went from a key to this empire that you could build potentially by doing what? By going to a closing and getting a key and then working on it. And by the way, I don't work on that stuff. I have a contractor that I partner with who's working on it. I don't use my own money. I had a lender who lent me the money for closing and is willing to offer me more money. Well, the only reason I can think of she was offering me more money because I look presentable and I had my numbers, I had a spreadsheet, just with simple numbers, and I told her I had a contractor, and I've done a couple of properties under my portfolio. So long story short, that's how it happened. But my point to you guys is this, right? Is it all started with a small key, guys. And sometimes you overcomplicate things. You overthink things. You think about, oh my God, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, this is what's gonna happen. And I have to do all this work. I have to get a contractor, I have to get the note, I have to get the closing docs, I have to, call the electric department, the plumbing, the heating, the this, the that, turn the water on, I have to buy landscaping. If you can phase all those things out and focus on the goal, your goal every year should be to get 4 of these keys, 3 or 4, and you're set. $500,000 is a lot of money, guys. It can change your life if you consistently make that income for 5, 6, 10 years. Think about that. Your net worth would be 5 million plus. And not only that, you can take that money, you can multiply it. Let's say you get 8 or 9 or 10% earnings on $5 million, right? And it takes about 8 or 10 years of your life, or let's even 5, 6 years of your life. You're getting $500,000 cash every single year without working, right? I get checks from my properties, oftentimes. I look at the checks and I'm like, well, I got $5,000, $2,000 from here, $3,000 from there, $2,000 from here. Even after I pay all that stuff, I get a lot of cash. And it just adds up, and it makes you realize that, well, wait a minute, I don't have to go to work for this every day. I don't have to kiss ass. I don't have to ask people for permission. Can I send this email out? Can I send this slide out? Someone has to sign off on this bullshit. That's the power of investing, right? Investing, once you become an investor like myself, a lot of people think I'm a realtor, or maybe I know realtors. I do know realtors, but for the life of me, I'm not a realtor, guys. I cannot sell. I can't sell anything if I wanted to. I'm an engineer by trade. I come from a computer science background. I have a master's of science in computer science. And I just happened to, saved up some money. And I was like, well, where do I invest this money? How do I grow? And how do I multiply this money? And that's how I ended up in e-commerce and real estate and a few other ventures that I'll talk to you about in other videos. If you want to talk to a realtor, I have a network of realtors and lenders and this and that. You can go to makeitrain.net, guys, and you find information on taxes and consulting and real estate and all that. And oh, by the way, if you guys are curious about my wardrobe or where do I find clothes, some people have DM'd me about that. I have a great designer I can introduce you to, guys. I can put his name in the comments area down below. You can talk to him and vice versa. So I like to share things because nobody was sharing with me when I was in college. In fact, people had stopped me, guys. Think about that. People were stopping me from, buying properties, from investing. Like when I built a custom house 10 years ago, it was over 5,000 square feet, 2 different levels, different laundry rooms, different kitchens, blah, blah, walkie-talkie everywhere. Back in the day, it was a big deal. I had a big sunroom, backyard, little pool, blah, 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 on half an acre lot in a very busy area of Fairfax. My uncle was like, are you crazy? You're a single guy. You're going to die. You can't maintain this house on your own. It takes hundreds of thousands of dollars just to maintain the furniture, this and that. Well, I ended up renting my basement. I ended up taking a home equity line of credit home. I furnished the entire house, beautiful plasma TVs everywhere, wall to wall, curtains and everything. 2-story foyer, big piano and all this and that, right? It all worked out, guys. It all works out. Simplify things. Simplify things, okay? Think about the key. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about the contractor, the closing costs, the materials, the this and that, the lending, the funding. Don't think about all that. Taxes and all. Like, that will come. It will all resolve itself out. Things work themselves out if you focus on what matters. Focus on the meat of the sandwich, okay? That's how you make it rain, guys. You don't make it rain by stressing and thinking about everything else, Like in the gym, I was wondering, like, where am I going to get this money? But my mind was smart and sharp, and I realized how smart I was after I got it done, was that I actually focused on what really mattered. Getting the funding, getting the key. That was it. And I got the key, right? So my message to you guys from this video is, and I'm taking the time to do this, I don't like doing all this stuff all the time because you get a lot of questions and this and that. I don't make any money off of YouTube. I don't care to make money off of YouTube. I just care to share information because I think wealth is something that is best shared. If you don't share it with your friends or family or anybody, if you don't show a nice Ferrari to someone else, it doesn't really matter. You can't look at your car yourself all day long and feel happy about it. When I bought my first BMW M3 back in the day, or my Porsche 911, I took it to my sister's house first. Because who else am I going to go to, right? So I went to my sister and I offered my brother-in-law, while he was too jealous to sit in my car, but my sister took a ride and she was like, this is awesome. I love this car. I love the bright blue color, and this Porsche can do this. So anyway, like, my point is, you buy things, you get things to enjoy with your family, and you guys maybe, sort of my extended family, that I want to share all the things that I'm doing with you. I have a good tax program if you guys are interested in saving taxes. If you guys need advice or something, it may cost you a little bit, but I don't know what level you're at. But this is good information, guys, and I hope it will help people. Like or subscribe if you'd like to. Again, our site is makeitrain.net, and it has a lot of good information on taxes, on real estate, on finding, you guys want anything, development help, you guys want lending, funding, you want us to look at your deal. I got guys and experts who love doing that kind of stuff. I love the people I work with. They get excited. They're like, yeah, let's look at his deal. Let's see how we can make him money. Let's see how we can do this. And that's the spirit, guys. When you help other people, somehow there's a higher power that helps you. And that's what I believe in, guys. I believe that there's a higher power that's helping you and helping me. So let's help each other, okay? Thank you, guys. We'll see you in the next video.